Hey everyone, my name is Bobby Ridge. I'm a lifespan extensionist. I support medical research that's going to help us live to like 150 years old. The ultimate goal is to defeat all of death, which is definitely going to happen. I mean, the evidence that I have is very compelling that it's going to be happening in the near future, right? Most people think it's going to take like hundreds of years to defeat all of death, but that doesn't seem to be the case, right? And so I'll be discussing the research as best as possible on this channel, and I discuss the societal impact that this research will have on all of us. And yeah, this is really important stuff, right? Living way longer with our biological aging reversed, so we'll be very healthy, right? It's super important. And this will become much more obvious to much more people very soon. Okay. So today, I did a previous video discussing blue zones, and now I was going to review the Blue Zones website. And well, first I was going to review a talk that the Blue Zone CEO gave. I'm pretty sure it's still the same CEO. I didn't see like a editorial board when I looked at the website, but we'll be looking at the website, so we'll try to find it. I'm pretty sure Dan Buettner is still the CEO of Blue Zones LLC, and he seems to be like the primary investigator too, or just at the very least, he's kind of the guy who coordinated the whole effort. And it's just really impressive stuff. In the previous video, I just kind of I discussed what blue zones are, and we read one of the blue zones papers, and so I'll give another quick definition of blue zones, I guess now. So blue zones are areas, geographical areas in which specific groups of people in these specific geographic areas live to 100 years old 10 times, or are 10 times more likely to live to 100 years old compared to Americans. I'm pretty sure that's the actual definition. And so they've discovered about 5 of them, and then they've extracted about 9 commonalities, right? They've gotten teams of researchers who are epidemiologists and different types of scientists and stuff, and they've extracted about 9 different commonalities that they all share, and different environmental pressures that we could all replicate so that we can be living to 100, 105 years old, 110 years old with great health, right? Instead of being 80 years old or 90 years old, decaying, right? With very little effort with these blue zones, right? We can replicate, we can have, if we replicate these things, it will require very little effort for us to maintain our health and to live longer, right? Much longer. And I think that's a really important point to kind of note, is that it seems like a much easier lifestyle, than most people. I think most people think that being healthy means you got to be like hitting the gym all the time, working out all the time. How you got to have abs to get to 110, and you got to be dieting hard, and you just got to be working really hard. But really, these blue zones shed light on how that's just not the case at all. And actually, that mindset is likely decreasing your lifespan, possibly more than we would like. And so, right, so it's just kind of an obvious thing to do, right? Just adopt these diets and these ways of living. Having better friends around you. It's good stuff. Okay, so check out the last video. I went into pretty good detail of the blue zones, and there is some really impressive stuff there. But to be honest, I do want to stick to research that's going to help us live to like 130 years old, 140 years old, 150, and 200 years old and forever, right? Who knows if the universe has an end, blah blah. The word forever. Some people, dude, are like freaked out by that word. Which, I mean, they're just concerned that, like, I've met some scientists who really don't like when people use the word forever in this research, and the arguments are pretty good, because it could make people not want to check out the research as much compared to if you just say like increased lifespan or something. But I don't know. Okay, so I wanted to talk about his TEDx. So Dan Buettner, he's sort of the main dude, and he's he's really pushed this effort of trying to help people, adopt this lifestyle, right? And of eating better, and the Power Nine, right? That they've the commonalities. And so in 2013, I listened to one of his TEDx's, and it's a really great TEDx. I'm sure I'll have like a video of it, like on the screen or something, and I'll put a link to the description. Definitely check it out, because I'm not going to discuss the whole thing, and like you should really check it out. There's some really great stuff in there. Well, and hopefully I can interview him. I have a lot of really great questions for Dan Buettner, and so hopefully I'll be interviewing him. I think I scheduled it for. I'll be contacting him in about a month, maybe a month and a half, and then hopefully we'll hear from him soon. Right? I'm pretty good at getting interviews, um, and so okay. So let's review this now. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's move this over here. Okay. I think the YouTube will want me to put that over there because videos over here. How to live. Is this the title? I think this is it. Yeah. So the title of the video is How to Live to Be 100 Plus by Dan Buettner. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to hear it, huh? And so there's a few different things I wanted to talk about. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but what did I want to discuss? There's Dan the man. Okay, so I wanted to edit in this video. I should have prepared for this. Oh, dude. Okay, so here's the first big old mistake he made, right? So he brought up, before he kind of like started diving in to the talk, right? Around 3 minutes, he first wanted to bring up two myths, right? One of the myths, I think, was accurate. Where's that? Myth one. If I try really hard, I can live to be 100. Okay, so I mean, this is only half true, right? What he means is he's talking about how like people over exercise, people try too hard when they're dieting, right? And they end up increasing their stress. They don't have enough good friends, and they end up actually reducing their chances of living longer and healthier. Versus, if you just kind of follow these really basic things that they've outlined in these blue zones, right? These really easy things to do. And so that's like half true, right? Because but if you do try really hard, like what I'm doing, and I focus on research and start replicating this research for my own lifestyle, then my chances of living to like 200 years old is greatly increased versus somebody who's not doing the things I'm doing, right? And somebody who's like, particularly especially if they're a deathist, right? Okay, well, okay, so myth two is, there's a serious problem with myth two, right? And I'm sure to any life extensionist watching, this is really obvious to you, right? But he says longevity myth number two: treatments exist that can slow aging. Okay, so this is really bad to say. Okay, and so this is too bad, because Dan Buettner, like, man, this guy's really great, right? He's done some really great stuff, and so it's really too bad that he would say this. But this is a big no that he made, and so and I think he brings up. Let me hear what he brings up.
False. If you're a second myth is there are treatments that can help slow, reverse, or even stop aging. False. When you think of it, there's 99 things that can age us. Deprive your brain of oxygen for just a few minutes, those brain cells die, they never come back. Play tennis too hard on your knees, ruin your cartilage, that cartilage never comes back. Our arteries can clog, our brains can gunk up with plaque, and we can get Alzheimer's. There's just too many things to go wrong. Our bodies have 35 trillion cells. Trillion with the T. We're talking national debt numbers here.
He's
Those
so funny.
cells turn themselves over once every 8 years. And every time they turn themselves over, there's some damage. And that damage builds up, and it builds up exponentially. It's a little bit like the days when we all had Beatles albums or Eagles albums, and we'd make a copy of that on a cassette tape and then let our friends copy that cassette tape. And pretty soon, with successive generations, that tape sounds like garbage. Well, the same things happen to our cells. That's why a 65-year-old person is aging at a rate of about 125 times faster than a 12-year-old person. So if there's nothing you can do to slow your aging or stop your aging, what am I doing here? Well, the fact of the matter is the best science tells us that the capacity of the human body, my body, your body, is about 90 years, a little bit more for women. But life expectancy in this country is only 78. So somewhere along the line, we're leaving about 12 good years on the table. These are years that we could get. And they
Okay, so it's a pretty interesting point for many reasons. And so let's go through this. Hold on. But it's just such a horrible thing to say for so many reasons. Like not to sound like extreme, but it really is some really bad thing to say. It's just it's scientifically just in itself, like you just think about like the science aspect of it, right? The the sort of mindset of a scientist, right? It's a bad claim just when you're thinking like that, right? When we're thinking just from purely from a scientific point of view, it's a horrible claim, right? Because first off, you better have like the best evidence for this claim, right? Because you better have some really good evidence, which he didn't share any evidence. All he said was is that his reasoning was it's just super complex, and the reason why he's talking about it is he doesn't want to stop aging necessarily. He thinks that we are increasing our age, our biological aging, right? He thinks that we are doing things that are increasing our damage that as we age, right? Biological aging. He thinks, and so that we need to stop doing these things so that we can get back to this sort of normal age that we should all be living to, which is like 110, like 100 years old, 105, 110, like whatever, 120, which is just such a wrong way to think about this, right? And so why is this wrong? First off, dude, you don't know how like what scientific innovation is going to come in the future, right? Like for you to make this claim, like you got to be like God pretty much, right? Like you better have some really good evidence to say that we can't have treatments to slow or stop or prevent aging, right? And his only reason was it's too complex, right? Like dude, if 400 years ago when science first began, imagine if every scientist thought that, right? Every problem was too complex for them, but they tried, right? And then what happens later? 400 years later, we have like this incredibly technologically advanced society, right? And so just because something's complex doesn't mean that it can't be solved, right? I mean, I feel like that's just kind of obvious. And so it's really odd. So it'd be really nice to talk to him, interview him, and kind of tell him that this was really wrong of you to say, and have him sort of go back and kind of tell us on the podcast, like, yeah, I was wrong for saying this, right? I mean, dude, we got some like general and super intelligence around the corner. Okay, we got people are going to be coming out things that are going to greatly increase our cognition, right? And just overall science. You see these incredible medical innovations happening that, and we have seen research. I mean, this was back in 2013, so it kind of makes sense that he's thinking this way, but still, I mean, this was pretty recent. And there already was research that has indicated in modeled organisms a reversal and prevention of biological aging, right? We've seen lifespan greatly increased, right? And he kind of knew this at this time, right? He brings up resveratrol and stuff like this, right? And so for you to be like so confident as Dan is, right? Dan seemed pretty confident when he said this, that treatments just aren't going to be able to exist to slow aging, to stop it, to prevent it. And look, man, I mean, it's really difficult to think how future advancements in science technology can't do something, right? I mean, dude, we're already pretty magical with our advancements in technology, right? We've already got some pretty solid magic around here, right? Like things are already pretty incredible, and so it's pretty easy to see now that with some more advancements, we're going to be able to do some just incredible things, right? And so I'm sure Dan doesn't think this anymore. If he does, that'd be really interesting. So it'd be really great to be able to talk to him, and if he does still believe this myth, then to change his mind about it, right? With evidence, of course, and reasoning. So yeah, this is big no-no. And so, I mean, just think how self-defeating this is, right? This mindset. If you're going to tell yourself this can't happen just because it's too complex, then you're less likely to solve it because you think it's impossible, right? You're not going to try something that you're convinced is impossible. So, yeah, I mean, and there's so many other things wrong with it, man. Like, so this is really odd to hear him say this, to be honest, and because he says some really great stuff, right? He has some really great work, and then he just kind of just does this big oopsie. So, I mean, we're all learning, right? But he's still really great, and hopefully when I talk to him, I can help him learn that that's just completely false. So what's the next part I wanted to show? So yeah, people, this is not a myth, right? We are scientists are developing treatments. I'll say we, yeah. And treatments are being developed, right, to help us live longer, to reverse aging, to prevent it, right? And they're coming soon. I'll be discussing them in very thorough detail. I'll be reviewing them actually. I'll be getting stem cells. I'll be taking really great combinations, synergistic combinations of geroprotectors, and hopefully we'll see things like nanotechnology and some really powerful AI in the near future, right? We got some really powerful narrow intelligence emerging in this sort of lifespan extension field. Yeah, already, right? You look like in silico medicine, and they just have some fantastic work. But man, just wait until it's generalized, right? And that's just this lifespan extension discipline, right? Just think of all the rest of medicine in which these robust technologies like digital intelligence and nanotechnology, and right, all these other great things are being pumped out. But okay, so let's move on. Edit in the video. Okay, I wanted to show. I think I'm gonna have to take out the mic again. See, I wasn't prepared for this right here.
A type of cheese made from grass-fed animals, so it's high, the cheese is high in omega-3 fatty acids instead of omega-6 fatty acids from corn-fed animals, and a type of wine that has 3 times the level of polyphenols than any known wine in the world. It's called Cannonau. But the real secret, I think, lies more in the way that they organize their society. And one of the most salient elements of the Sardinian society is how they treat older people. You ever notice here in America, social equity seems to peak at about age 24? Just look at the advertisements. Here in Sardinia, the older you get, the more equity you have, the more wisdom you're celebrated for. You go into the bars in Sardinia, instead of seeing the Sports Illustrated swimsuit calendar, you see the centenarian of the month calendar. This, as it turns out, is not only good for your aging parents to keep them close to the family, It imparts about 4 to 6 years of extra life expectancy. Research shows it's also good for the children of those families who have lower rates of mortality and lower rates of disease. That's called the grandmother effect. We found our second.
So that's really cool, huh? Having more respect for our elderly will greatly increase our chances of living longer and healthier. So, and yeah, I really do notice that a lot in America. A lot of ageism, right? People who don't really respect older people and actually just tend to disrespect them. And so, try really hard to be aware of that. I think most people aren't aware that they're doing these things, right? Like some things I'll notice is it's more difficult for older people to like get included in conversations, for example. Um, like you're sitting at a table and you got a couple old people and then other like younger people, and all the younger people will be talking to each other and the older people are just kind of like ignored, right? And and but there's a bunch of other better examples than that. But so let's just try to be more aware of helping out older people, right? And yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so another part I wanted to show is that surgery example. Oh no, the grandmother.
These centenarians. And one of the questions, they were very culturally astute people put the question there. One of the questions was, what is your ikigai? They instantly knew why they woke up in the morning. For this 102-year-old woman, her ikigai was simply her great, great, great granddaughter. Two girls separated in age by 101 and a half years. And I asked her what it felt like to hold a great, great, great granddaughter. And she put her head back and she said, it feels like leaping into heaven. I thought that was a wonderful thought. My editor at Geographic wanted me to find.
I just thought that was so beautiful. Let's put this in every time I talk. Okay, is it working? Yeah. I just thought that was so beautiful, honestly. It really reminded me of Martine Rothblatt. She had a talk with Ray Kurzweil, and one of the reasons she gave for why it's so important to increase lifespan is because the incredible relationship there is between family members, especially grandparents with their with their grandchildren, right? And that bond, how incredible that bond is. And so I think Dan did such an excellent job at describing like how important that is for us to keep our grandparents alive longer so that we can all experience this bond. Um, and he does a really great job at describing how fantastic that bond is, really. And yeah, I just thought that was really great. So I won't show that. And then I thought there was something else I didn't like him saying, but I didn't prepare for it. So okay, so that's the talk, right? And I guess the only thing that I wasn't into him saying was that second myth, right? That I thought that was a big no-no. And yeah, hopefully I can get him on the podcast soon and get him to realize how wrong that was for him to say that, and for him to start talking about how the reversal of aging is possible. We just need to figure it out, right? Just because something's complex, okay, everyone, does not mean it's impossible, right? I think that's a fallacy, right? Is that a fallacy? That's one of those fallacies, right? There's like 30 different fallacies. I'm pretty sure that's a fallacy that people commonly make. That when something's complex, that means it's like that means it's not true, which or something like that. And so, I mean, and it's important to note that this is somebody who's done some great research also, but still making this, but still confident in this claim. And yeah, it's just too bad. It's like you think that like after all of this incredible advancement, when looking forward for success, you would think that everyone would be super open minded, but there's still, it looks like there's still some ground to cover. It looks like he hasn't, he never learned about Aubrey de Grey. Okay, so let's review the website. So this is a weird angle. Got my blue shirt on since we're talking about blue zones. Okay, so here's Blue Zones. You go to bluezones.com, and here's the homepage. And yeah, just take some time, go through this, and yeah, it's gonna help you become healthier, right? There's some really great information in here. So the first things I can read on the first page is, informed by the world's longest lived cultures, we help you live longer, better. Okay, and then you got an article section, recipes, cities, speaking. Dude, next time I get my groceries, like I'm literally gonna just replicate exactly what they have here. Okay, so let's start going through this, and then they have this little hamburger thing over here about contact us, live longer, better, Blue Zones. I wanted to see their editorial board. Maybe it's on here. Let's look at their homepage first before I look at that. So Blue Zone Lessons, they have something you can click here. It says Blue Zone Lessons, Blue Zone Project. So this is probably where they are, trying to change policies around the world and, help people replicate these blue zones, right? Original blue zone exploration. Okay, so you can click on those. I'm sure we'll be going through those. Blue Zones Meal Planner. Man, that's probably really great. Definitely want to look at that. And then another section, we got the longevity test. So I think I'm gonna take that test. Get the Blue Zones checklist. Sweet. Blue Zones course. Nice. And the happiness test. Like there's more. Okay. And then you got recipes, delicious recipes for the world's longest lived people. Sweet. Jeez. So yeah. Man, we got all these health gurus in America, right? And online. Dude, are they ever talking about blue zones? Like, I don't really keep up with any of them, but I'm pretty sure I would have heard about them talking about blue zones. So hopefully this whole workout industry that's, I'm sure it's some like multi-billion-dollar industry right now. And this social media sort of workout industry, hopefully they start adopting Blue Zone, because like, dude, they are so like, you can tell a lot of them are extremely passionate about, having a good looking physique and being healthy. And but if they're not talking about the blue zones, it's like, hey, you know, uh, you're not doing things correctly, right? Or if what they're saying isn't really matching up with blue zones, and it's like, hey, you're not doing things correctly. Which which clearly they're, one aspect that they're doing wrong is they're likely working out too much, right? And the reason why they're working out too much is because they want to look good for pictures and stuff. But if you really cared about people's health, then you'd work out correctly, and and you'll probably still get abs and stuff, right? But it just might just take longer. Who knows? Maybe it'll become faster, right? If you're actually working out correctly and not working out too hard, then maybe you'll get buff faster. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you would. Okay, here's some books you can read about blue zones. Okay, and you could get the newsletter, Blue Zones newsletter. Okay, so I'll go through some of this. I'm not gonna spend too much time going through it. I mainly want to focus on things that are important for my company, right? I'm trying to be as efficient as possible with my time, and so that means there's going to be a few things we're going to have to, okay, whatever. So I want to read their about real quick. Our mission: informed and inspired by the world's longest lived cultures, we help people live longer, better lives by improving their environment. Check them out, dude. Dude, Dan's so awesome. Okay, what we do. Our work is rooted in our research and identification of the world's longest lived cultures and most extraordinary populations. Our findings were published in the New York Times best-selling books, The Blue Zones, The Blue Zone Solution, The Blue Zones of Happiness, Thrive, and The Blue Zones Kitchen, all published by National Geographic Books. We have now applied the tenets of the Blue Zones in over 50 cities throughout the United States, significantly improving health and lowering healthcare costs. We use an innovative, systematic environmental approach to well-being that optimizes policy, urban and building design, and social networks. Our work has been featured in media from CNN, NPR, and the New York Times. I gotta write something down. Okay, so that's really great. Our values. We believe that routine natural movement throughout the day contributes to longevity. Okay, you can read that on your own. Our history. Blue Zones was founded by adventurer and author Dan Buettner, an explorer who once circled the globe on his bicycle to earn 3 Guinness Book of World Records. Jeez. Oh yeah, I remember him saying that. He said something about like not wearing sunscreen the whole time either, dude. Jeez. Dude. That must have been really brutal on his DNA. Okay, so for Dan, trekking continents was about mysteries, not miles. And it was a mystery in Japan that became the seed from which Dan's best-selling Blue Zones books would grow. What are the secrets of the world's longest living people? That's really amazing. Who we are. Well, I mean the biking part. We shouldn't be biking that much. Right? That's not healthy. That's likely not healthy, but who we are. We live and breathe the Blue Zones mission. We even have treadmill desks and biking meetings. Nice, dude. Our organization. I gotta click that. What? Dude, it must be so fun to work here. Advisor. Oh, dude, I found it. We got the advisors, the board of directors, our team, careers. Dude, I'm gonna work for the Blue Zones. That'd be sweet. We leverage a diverse roster of experience and expertise from food scientists. Yeah, advisors. I just want to check this out real quick. I mean, it's all important stuff. So, well, that takes a long time. So the advisors aren't popping up for some reason, but the board of directors got Dan Buettner, Michael Gold, Mark Green, Ben Lidl, Becky Mockerson, Scott Mayer. And if you've noticed, they all look like they're 20 years old. Yeah, so hopefully they can change that aspect of their company. If they are still kind of devoted to that second myth, because they do great work. Imagine if they cared more about if they incorporated more of the reversal of aging and the prevention of aging, and really just stopping biological aging in its entirety really should be the major focus. Hopefully they can incorporate that in their company. I think that's vital, and it's such an important aspect that they're missing from their Blue Zones company. So Graves Fraser, Ryan Howell, Jeffrey, Leslie Lytle, Dean Ornish. Yeah, I just want to check this out real quick. Sweet. Good stuff. Sweet. Yeah, this is really impressive. Okay. So what else do I want to look at? Let's go back to this. Your Blue Zones organization. Need to move Grant. Blue Zones Kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the homepage. So they have some articles you can check out. Keep up to date, right? Look at Matt McConaughey. Okay, so you can read some of these, maybe keep up to date, right? Doing some interviews. Sweet. Okay, and I think there's a few of these I wanted to press. So Blue Zones lessons. They need to do a little bit better job like organizing their website, but it's not very user friendly. It just seems like it can be like organized a little bit better, you know. But I mean, they have some really great stuff on here. We got the Power Nine, right? Belong, move naturally, have purpose. Downshift, which is like reducing stress. 80% rules, don't overeat. Plant slant, wine at 5. So I discussed all this in detail on the previous Lifespan Extension vlog. Very different parts of the world, yet they have 9 commonalities that lead to longer, healthier, happier lives. I really like how he stresses it's healthier and they're happier, right? You know, it's easier stuff. I think that's really important to stress is that this is way easier than what other people are doing, and you know, it's more effective, right? I mean, lots of important stuff in here. The Blue Zones test. Take our 3-minute True Vitality test, and we'll give you a customized recommendation on how to live longer. I think I'm gonna take that. You got a cool checklist here. Man, there's just so much good stuff, and I don't know what to click on first. Okay, so I guess I'll just take the test right now. I wanted to do it on an app. Hold on, True Vitality test. I'm gonna look this up on that. I thought it said there's an app, but I'm not seeing anything pull up. Okay. True Vitality test. True Vitality test. Maybe it's. I'm gonna type in Blue Zones again. Contact detection. You got green zones. Okay, so I mean I don't see an app, so that's too bad. That'd be cool. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Let's take the test. What year were you? Okay, actually, I'm not gonna take this test. There's gonna be too much personal stuff on here. So maybe I'll take the test later. So yeah, go take this test. You know, I'll have the link to this website in the description, and then go down to Blue Zones lessons. I think that's what I clicked. And then you can take the test. I'm gonna take this test after I'm done, and then see if I can. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and so you got the Blue Zones project. Using secrets discovered in the original Blue Zones, rare longevity hotspots around the world where people are thriving into their hundreds, we help people live longer, better through community transformation programs that lower healthcare costs, improve productivity, and boost national recognition as great places to live, work, and play. Honestly, I'm like so impressed by everything Dan's done. I really wish he didn't say that myth because you know it's just his big oopsie. The Blue Zones Project results. Our success in cities, businesses, and states across America make Blue Zones Project a proven model for transforming the health of large populations. Blue Zones Project communities have experienced double-digit drops in obesity, smoking, and body mass index, millions of dollars of savings in healthcare costs, measurable drops in employee absenteeism. The results are stunning. Okay, so here's the cities that they've been actively involved in so far. Sweet, dude. Reduce obesity by 25% and tobacco use by 36%. Jeez. 50% of city workers eliminated one disease risk factor. won $3.2 million in safe routes to school funding for 7 FWISD schools in Fort Worth, Texas. So they show 4 different cities in which they are, trying to help replicate these 9 commonalities that they've discovered in these 5 different blue zones. Right? This life radius is really cool. I discussed that in the last Lifespan Extension blog. Community-wide approach to well-being. We don't just rely on individual behavior change. We improve community health by making permanent and semi-permanent changes on multiple levels. We improve to optimize city streets, smoking policies, bike lanes, sidewalks, public space, schools, restaurants, grocery stores, employers, faith-based organizations, and community involvement. Sweet, dude. This is so amazing. Ready to help transform your community? Get in touch. Successful communities have a champions that leads the process of securing funding and educating and driving community stakeholders' interests. Past and current project champions include health insurance executives, public health officials, and community leaders. They all have one thing in common. They have the vision of change to change their community. So you can get involved too, it looks like. Get in touch, give them your information, right? And I'm going to fill this in later, only because I'm trying to keep my... No, okay, I'm not going to say that. Okay, so where else are we at? Man, I really want to take this test. Got cities, got speaking. Okay, so is there anything else I want to look at? Recipes are probably really cool. Oh, dude, I just got a good idea. Okay, so I'll say this out loud because this is kind of a small aspect of my company, but it might become bigger. I don't know. Okay, so this is cool. Cool thing I've been working on. So I have a pretty big sort of I may have a big puzzle piece to nutrition. Okay, right? Nutrition is well known for being a black box. Even though you see all these nutritionists or these workout gurus, acting like they're just super experts in nutrition, right? In reality, it's a massive black box, right? These things are extremely complex. Aubrey Gray likes to call it spaghetti code, or make that sort of metaphor, because it's such, you see so many different chemical pathways. There's just so much going on. It's a black box, right? It's extremely complex. We don't understand that well. And well, right, we got these different molecules that are found in a lot of foods that we already eat, and these geroprotectors, right? These geroprotector molecules are found in a lot of foods, and so it'd be really interesting to maybe measure people's diets and compare and look at the geroprotectors that they're eating, the different dosages, right? And then I'll pair that with my synergistic research that I'm doing. And dude, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll discover like an optimal diet. And there's actually more to it that I'm not going to discuss because that aspect of it is actually a pretty big moneymaker. But so yeah, it'd be really great for nutritionists if you're listening to this or you're watching this. Start thinking about that more. Start thinking about how the amount of geroprotectors that are inside these meals, inside our diets, and see how much of an influence that has on our health span and lifespan, right? And it would be cool to create a meal plan, right? Or just increase increase people's awareness of these geroprotectors when they're eating, and so that they can get the correct dosage of geroprotectors instead of taking this supplements. You can just get the correct dosage inside your food, right? And so then now what you're eating, and you can even you'll likely be able to eat unhealthy now, which would require more elaboration. But you'd be we would be able to eat unhealthier potentially. That would require too much of okay, I'm not gonna go there yet. That would require too much of an elaboration. Okay, but you figure out the correct dosage inside meals, right? Of these germ protectors that are, man, I'm not explaining this well at all. I haven't thought about this in a while. Sorry if I'm not explaining this well. Okay, but essentially you're gonna figure out an optimal dosage. Like I would essentially be creating this like this diet that would help people live to like 120, 130 years old. Potentially, right? And once I explain it better, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna sound cooler than how I explained it. I totally botched the way I explained it, but hopefully I explained it well enough. Sorry, I used to have aphasia. It's not my fault. Okay, so yeah, you got the recipes right here, and okay, and I'll tell you that actually also. So now the next thing I thought of now to kind of expand on my poorly articulated thought about germ protectors and diets is now it'd be cool to look at these recipes that they've made, right? And check the different germ protectors that are found in them, the different dosages, and then see what that looks like. And then there's something else that I just thought of that I already wrote down that's really cool. Okay, whatever. So I'll promise less than 30 minutes to assemble. Taste tested by experts. So less than 30 minutes to assemble. Taste tested by experts and follow the Blue Zone's guidelines for longevity. Dude, see how freaking awesome Dan is. Dan, why do you gotta say that myth, man? Why do you gotta say that second myth, bro? Dan, the man, coming out with myths that are just his myth was a myth. Okay, and where are we at? We got a cute dog, really pretty lady. And what is this? Some like farming? Sweet, dude. So I mean, frick. Maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll start making these, dude. Dude. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write this down. I wonder, dude. That'd be cool if they had a restaurant. Dude, I bet that would make some serious money. Do they have? No, they would have wrote that here. Dude, they should make a restaurant or like a fast food area, dude. That's like a bajillion-dollar idea right there. Geez, look how many recipes they have too. Look at that. They have 22 pages worth, and each page has 9 different recipes. What's 9 times 22? 9 times 20, 180 plus 18, 198 different recipes. Jeez, dude. Dude, Dan is awesome. Okay, that's the point of this whole talk. And so I was actually really odd that came on because I think we're done with the video. Yeah, that'll be it for that. Check out the website for yourself. I didn't go through everything, and go through the rest of the website. Take your time, go through this stuff. I want to look at this real quick. Welcome to the Blue Zone's life. 4 weeks to a better, happier, and less stressed. 4 weeks to a better, happier, and less stressed life. Dude, Dan is the man. Rooted in our groundbreaking research of the healthiest, longest lived people on Earth, the Blue Zone's life challenge is 4 weeks towards a better you. This is not an elimination diet. This is not a fitness plan. This is a new way to look at your health that will change your life for the better in nearly every way. So remember, I think in the last video we talked about how Dan brought up some statistics that he didn't cite, but maybe just with a quick search you'll be able to find it really easily. It probably just means it's well known, but he brought up some statistics saying that majority of people who try to start working out, who try to diet, they end up quitting, right? And so this looks like part of a solution to it, to try to ease you into this great way of doing this. And honestly, dude, like I can't wait until I start selling my EGCG, because, dude, that was like I wasn't able to really diet before I was taking EGCG. I wasn't really able to exercise. I was always so exhausted, right? And I overworked myself, and it made me even more exhausted. I wasn't healthy about it. And the EGCG, dude, just like augmented me enough to where I can do all these things now. So, dude, I totally know, to the people out there who have a really tough time dieting, exercising, dude, I totally know what it's like. Like, dude, and for that to be tough for a life extensionist, dude, like I'm constantly thinking about death. I'm constantly thinking about increasing my lifespan, right? And so I'm very motivated to do this, but it was still so hard for me to be going to exercise consistently and eating correctly. And mixing the EGCG with this 4 weeks sort of deal. I mean, dude, sounds like a good idea. So you got step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. What to expect from the Blue Zones Life Challenge? That'd be cool to like try this out. I'll write that down and like vlog it all. And I'll vlog, like I'll start making some of the recipes. Like, look, dude, I'll be 24/7 live streaming, right? Really soon. Not like really, really soon, but like my myself and my company will be ready to 24/7 live stream. I think like 5 months from now, maybe around 5 months from now, right? Please, if nobody can like take the idea from me, that'd be really nice. Because, but I mean, yeah, I probably shouldn't be talking about that. I definitely want to be the first person to be doing that. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that now, actually, so that nobody takes the idea from me. Because it's a really great way to get the word out about increasing lifespan, right? If people, people are gonna start noticing if I'm live streaming like for like a month straight, right? I think the longest live streamed is only like a couple days live stream straight. And so if I'm going like months, like obviously it's gonna attract a lot of eyes. And why do I want to attract a lot of eyes? Because, dude, I freaking talk about like the most important thing, right? I talk about increasing lifespan, and I want to get this information out to everyone. and so 24/7 live streaming, that's one way to do that, and it's gonna be freaking intense. So one thing I could do like while doing that is make these recipes, right? Like, how cool would that be? And yeah, okay. So, but I really need to stop talking about that, because, man, someone's probably gonna take that idea, because it's just like a guaranteed way to become like famous. Which, dude, being famous is gonna be so scary. Like as a life extensionist, freaking a, it's gonna be scary stuff, man. People are freaking not cool on the internet. But just gotta be as prepared as possible. Okay, so let's go through this real quick, and then I'll be finished. So you get the 4 weeks to a better, happier, and less stressed life. So you got step 1, Blue Zones Life. Why, what, where, who, how. Learn about the research behind the Blue Zones Power 9, and learn about the long-term benefits that a Blue Zones life can help you achieve. Sweet. So just learn about it. Step 1, Blue Zones Life Challenge guidelines. The Blue Zones Life Challenge gives you actionable and easy to follow rules so that you are taking your new life into your own hands and making something amazing that will test. Oh yeah, dude, by the way, look at Dan, dude. He's 60 years old, right? That's what Google says. He's 60 years old. And dude, he looks like a freaking like 8-year-old. Look at him, dude. Look at his skin. Look, people, you're all so into like creams and stuff, skin creams. Look at this, dude. He's 60 years old. Dude, he's like freaking 2 seconds away from making an OnlyFans. Look at that, dude. He's so awesome. So that's really impressive, right? And Blue Zones Life Challenge guidelines. The Blue Zones Life Challenge gives you actionable. Okay, we already talked about that. Okay, so probably a good idea to click on step 2. But so step 3, gather your support system. Healthy behavior change is a team sport. Gather your personal network and get connected to the Blue Zones community. Commit and plan. Step 4, commit and plan. Advice and tips for getting started as you begin your Blue Zone journey. Cool. Step 5, ready, set, go. And an in-depth look at the program week by week. Let's check this out. Detailed weekly tracking. Eat wisely. Dude, they need an app. How do they not have an app? You know? How awesome would it be to have this on an app? So, dude, that's why I'll be coming out with a lifespan increasing app, right? And dude, I mean, he's giving me a lot of really good ideas on here. But you know, his app would be good, right, for increasing health span. You know, just kind of, doing these really obvious things, right? There's really easy things to do, right? But my app, dude, it's gonna be like, not there's gonna be a really great entertainment aspect to it, and that's kind of like that's where the main money will be coming from. But hopefully, but I do, the human. I gotta be careful what I say. You know, it's gonna be the coolest app. It's going to be the best lifespan increasing app that exists and will ever exist. I mean, well, of course, that'd be cooler if somebody made something better, right? I'd be all for that. We should always be making things better when it comes to increasing lifespan. So keep your eye out for that. I mean, the app won't be here for like another 5 months. Around the time I start live streaming, um, continuously live streaming. So, but yeah, it would be really great if Blue Zones made an app. If they already have one, then I mean, make it more obvious on your website. Then I don't see it anywhere. But as you can see, dude, I mean, this is just there's such impressive stuff in here, and I mean, it didn't take long to like learn about a lot of it. But definitely start diving into this more. Leave some comments on anything that I might have left out. That's sounds really important. I just kind of looked for things that I thought were good for my company and my anonymous lifespan increasing company. Yeah, dude, I don't see an app made. That'd be really sweet, right? Doesn't that just sound so good to have this on an app? Whatever. Okay. Well, okay. For the meantime, until they have that, uh, go to their website. Take that test, right? Start replicating these different lifestyles, these really easy things, right? Start making really good friends. Start eating more of a plant-based diet. Just start including these things. Start focusing on reducing your stress more. Stop exercising so hard, and stop dieting so hard. Just kind of do these basic diets that they're already doing. Crack open a bottle of wine, dude. A little bit of sardinia wine. I actually went to go buy some earlier. I'm gonna buy some Friday. I don't know. Okay, and pop those bottles, dude. Those bottles of wine, and moderately, right? What they say, like 1 to 2 glasses a day, sometime after 5. And yeah, okay, you got it all right. There's good stuff in here, and that's it for the video. And yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, leave comments, all that stuff, right? You want to support life span extensionist as much as possible. Extremely important, right? And because we're making, I think a good way to explain this is like Dan Buettner, right? I'm not sure if he's a life extensionist right now, but back in 2013, he seemed pretty convinced that aging was some sort of impossible thing to solve, right? To reverse and to prevent. to cure, right? He seemed like it's some impossible task. And so that means he's not going to be taking the actions that are necessary to defeat it, because he thinks he's already defeated himself, because he believes it can't be defeated, right? But life extensionists, so we don't believe it can be, what we believe it can be defeated. So we're going to be actually actively looking for ways to defeat it, right? And so Dan Buettner, he's not really actively looking for ways to defeat it, which his research is a big puzzle, is a pretty solid puzzle piece to defeating aging, right? But he might be missing a lot of things since he doesn't have the mindset of a life extensionist. So always be supporting life extensionists as much as possible. Share the videos, all that good stuff, right? Super important. And yeah, that's it for the video, everyone. I look forward to living with all of you forever. It's gonna be really intense, and we're gonna get through it together. Hopefully I'm alive for another week's videos. All right. Well, okay, everyone. I gotta start working on my outro song. All right, peace.